Hey, how's it going, folks? So one of us is currently in student clinic, and one of us is starting a practice. Can you guess which one? Hey, I'm with Dr. Howie Chang, and we are in his clinic. And yes, I am still in student clinic. I'll be out in the wild soon enough, following in Howie's footsteps. But as you might have remembered, we've done a previous interview with Howie, and what's cool about it, it's kind of a full circle moment. We were talking about it earlier. He was in the quarter that I am currently in when we did that first interview. Crazy,
Man,
right?
So, 2 years ago, I think we said.
Yeah,
About 2 years
about 2 years ago.
Right. What kind of style you're gonna bring to the table in terms of your adjusting? What kind?
Howie, so tell us really quick, just like what's going on right now. Tell us about yourself, what your vision is for this clinic. Where are you planning going from?
Absolutely, man. Well, dude, honestly, man, 2 years. It seemed like such a long time ago, but it felt so short. You know what I mean? I think it just felt like yesterday that I was in clinic. Same for you. Like you were just like what, Q3 or Q4. You know, so
around there.
I think I feel extremely proud of not just yourself, but the cohort that you guys are with. Like the last two cohorts at Palmer, and they're what, Q12 and Q11 right now. Is that where we're at right now?
Q12 and Q11.
That's insane to think about, right? Like for those that go to Palmer, like imagine yourself right now, Q11, Q12, and it's like, who's at school? Like, what's going on? I can only imagine. So I think you guys have definitely gone through a lot more than what my cohort has gone through in terms of kind of that mental stress, a lot of the unknown. So really just props to you guys. And I think a lot of sort of my desire is to create a space where I can help guide a lot of you guys in these lower cohorts to just be excited about what life is like after graduation. And you don't have to fear it. It's something to be excited about. Nice. And so I think if I just kind of look... when we did our interview, I believe I was like quarter 11 or something like that. So I was in the middle of my clinical outpatient time. And I think I was just sort of trying to figure out how to just develop my skills as a chiropractor and figure out my philosophy.
Right.
I think obviously now that I'm in practice, I have a lot more clear vision of what that looks like. Right. And I think for the most part, when I look at that aspect of it all, like how do I practice, the two questions I always ask myself, and I ask this question to a lot of my peers too when they're thinking about practicing, is just two simple questions. What problem are you helping people solve? And then who do you best work with? Right? Or maybe I should go the other way. But regardless, it's those two questions. And when I look at that first one, like what problem are you helping people solve? Right? Like when we look at chiropractic care, we could solve so many things. Right. So for me, it was like, I really want to just funnel down, like figure out what exactly is that one thing that like Dr. Howie is going to be known for. Okay. And so as I've gone through my clinical experience and work with the people that I work with, I've realized that I'm very good at helping people manage their stress. Right. And I think from that capability of like helping people managing their stress, I think when you're able to manage that stress, and stress isn't just, we're talking about mental stress, physical stress is also a stress on the body, right? That's also a stressor itself. Even chemical stress, what you're putting in the body. So when I can help people manage and understand the contribution of stress, how that impacts function, how that creates dysfunction, how that could create pain and the things that they're feeling, like help them realize that when something on our body hurts, it's not just do X, Y, and Z exercise. It is a full complex component where every piece, mind, body, soul, has to be sort of addressed, right? And I always say to most practice members that you don't have to be like a hippie energy guy like me, right? I mean, I can tell you how many times I have people come in and I'm like, what's the biggest stress that's been going on in your life lately? And they're like, I don't feel stressed. Great. I'm not here to be like, dude, there's no way you don't feel stressed. I'm like, okay, if that's truly how you feel, cool. But guess what? As a doctor, I'm going to do you a disservice if I don't just spend the next 2 minutes talking about emotional stress, emotional manifestations of physical pain, how the contribution of your posture is making things hurt. Right? Like those are things I try. I just want people to bring, I just want to create awareness, because I think a lot of this is all, and I think you know this now, you're working with people, is we got to have awareness. Are you aware that this is hurting? If you don't, then what are you doing, right? So if you don't have that awareness, okay, you can't go anywhere. Or it's also the other way around. Are you aware that you're not doing this and that? Are you aware of what deficiency you have? Do you have a deficiency in movement? Is that something you're aware of?
Yes.
Because some people don't have that awareness, right? Then from there, you have to go into acceptance. Do you accept the fact that you have a movement deficiency, right? How much of people's egos are in the way of that? Then once we're able to get through all that, then we have action. Then we can actually do something.
Yeah.
And I find myself, like, when I'm able to break down a lot of things like that in my office here, it becomes a very enjoyable experience working with practice members, because it's no longer this attachment of like, doc, get this shoulder pain. Like, when is this shoulder pain going to be gone, doc?
Yeah.
It's now becoming this like fulfillment type of experience of like, they come in and like, yeah, you know, like, I recognize that the left shoulder is improving. I feel that. It's actually moving better.
Yeah.
I can actually sleep better. But you know what, Dr. Howie? I was wondering if you can help me out on this. I think the last part of this is spiritual. And I was just sitting there like, damn, this practice member really just said this? Wow. Wait, you know what? I met a lot of energy healers. Let me refer one of them to you. Bang. From what I was told today from that practice member, they had made an appointment. He's going to see this person on Friday. Love it.
Awesome.
Right? So it's like helping patients come in, unlearn a lot of the things that they thought is what it needs to be healthy.
Yeah.
And then creating that plan, that action, so it's beyond just the adjustment, right? Getting them to let go of this thought that like, my body hurts, adjustment, getting adjusted, I'm going to walk out of here feeling much better. It's to just take that away, help patients understand that the journey is within you. This is what you're doing. I think I talked about that in our first interview, right? You're doing the work. I'm just right here next to you.
Right. Facilitating, I think.
Yeah, facilitating that healing. And that's what I always say. Like, I always tell people, the moment you made that appointment with me, before you even step in, the healing has already begun. Why is that? Well, you've taken this leap. You've taken this chance. You made this commitment. There is a factor of trust. There's this factor of like, okay, I need to go get this done. And this is thought of like, I need to go look for resources to go fill this need that I'm not getting filled right now because things hurt, or I just don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Okay.
You know?
One key aspect that I'm taking for that is like patient awareness. You know, they're already taking a step to get into this practice, to get into this realm where they know like, hey, this guy could probably help me. What are some of the things that you have to like pull out from maybe some of the reluctant patients about, let's get you aware of why things are hurting the way they are?
Especially when you're in practice. These are the most common things that I see when people come into my office is they're either what I call shopping for chiropractors, meaning they're just either their chiropractor has retired, or they've been seeing this guy for so long and a new injury has come up and it's no longer helping them. So they're just shopping around. I get that term a lot, shopping for chiropractors, right? And when I get that a lot, it's a conversation with them about the adjustment is not the healing component. It's really not. The adjustment is just moving things that are not moving great to allow it to move, but the healing is what you do to sustain and maintain that movement. Right? So it's almost like I always tell them, like, I always start with breath, right? Because I always kind of give this running joke of like, remember your first PE class? You're playing dodgeball probably, right? Yeah, you're not learning how to breathe. Have you ever learned how to breathe in PE? Because PE would be the class to teach that, right? I don't think so. My schools have cut their PE program, so no, right? But I can actually take that time to be with the patient, to actually go through like decompression breath, belly, chest, neck. One of the things I do all the time, you know, you're taught in Palmer, like in clinics, right? You're doing muscle tests, myotones, right? SOAS test being one of them, right? L4, right? How many times have I had someone with a weak psoas, but everything else is strong? And then the patient's going, man, I have like a really weak hip. And in my head, I'm like, that's not the case though. You don't have any. Every other muscle test was strong, 5 out of 5. Why was your psoas at a 4 out of 5? It's not a weakness. It's like a cop-out to me. It's like a cop-out answer. It's not weakness. To me, I'm telling you, it's a disconnection. So now let's just take a minute here. Let's just breathe, belly, chest, neck. Just really inflate it. And they actually take that minute to breathe.
Yeah.
And I'll just watch them. I'll just tap them. Like, okay, all right, minute's over. How do you feel right now? And a lot of them are just like, whoa, I actually feel like really calm, really relaxed. Ooh, I feel a little tingly. I probably haven't breathed like that in forever, huh? Yeah, duh, right? Now, here's what I want you to do. Take that breath in. As you exhale, you're going to connect core engagement, exhale, hip flexor. We're going to do that test one more time.
Okay.
Psoas test. Everyone that I've done this test becomes stronger.
Gotcha.
And then boom, whoa.
Yeah.
Wow, not only did that feel better, it feels stronger. Wow, what did you do? I'm like, I didn't touch you. I just guided you to connect better with your body. And when you're connected with your body, there's the function.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah,
and that's why I always look at it. It's like, I don't know if there's any studies done on this, but this is just more of my clinical hypothesis, right? But it's almost like, to me,
anecdotal experience.
Right, anecdotal. It's more like, if I can restore full functionality, I can almost guarantee you're not going to be in pain.
Yeah, interesting.
Right, almost. Right?
Because I feel like for a lot of people, they're going to hop into, oh yeah, let's go like release that muscle. Let's go to this soft tissue work. Let's throw a Theragun in there. But by you just bringing in that awareness to the patient, let's center ourselves. Let's figure out where that connection is lacking and like build that connection. That's a different approach, because you're building a neural pathway.
Yes.
When you're like, I believe that you have this strength. It's just that connection's not there.
That's it. That's it. And they recognize that. Like, whoa, the moment I just did a minute of breathing, doc didn't even adjust me. And I always say that, I'm like, hold on, like just backtrack. Everyone just time out for a moment.
Right.
And even people with hot backs, right, straight leg raise, 45 degrees, they're gonna be crying. Just a minute of breathing, and I can take that leg to 90. And they're looking at me like, whoa, and I'm like, wait, I'm just saying, like, is it this? That's the healing component? Or is it me putting on your side, blasting a side posture, full decapitation? Like, what is it, right? And I want them to just note this. Like, you see what you're feeling right now? That's what you got to do. Because that's how you're decompressing. And I always say this, like, the two big no-nos in our life that's creating pain and discomfort is compression, contraction. Right? I'm compressed spinally, and I'm contracted, so I'm not here.
Combined with like gravity just also pulling down on you the whole time while you're doing that.
So they can help people to decompress via breath. And now can we now activate, so contract the muscles that were turned off, so to speak, because of the posture you're at, right? Now, it's very easy for us to say everybody's in a C-shaped posture just because of our human day activities. But we do get like that 10% where, someone's at a different type of presentation. And that's fine. But the name of the game is still, we're going to decompress and contract the other end of the chain just so we can open you up, right? And I always tell them, we have to start here. So you have the ability to decompress, contract other areas of your body, because to me, that's almost like resetting. Right? You're in this fight or flight mode, sympathetic. How do I get into a parasympathetic? It's not just the breathing, but how do we go a next layer deeper? What positions can I hold and breathe? And that's going to help calm my system down. And once my system's calm and parasympathetic, now I actually have a shot at healing and recovering and getting that inflammation down. Right? Because I always tell people, like, it's too simple. I was like, isn't it too simple? If your shoulder hurts, you just do these standard exercises. That's too simple. There's a reason why you're still here. So let's talk about more about this, right? And I always say shoulder, especially with moms, do you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders right now? Yes, absolutely. So how much of this is emotional? How much of this is physical? You tell me. I'm not going to tell you which, but make that determination. So that when they know, like, okay, my shoulder hurts, let's check in. Is this more physical or is this more emotional? If it's more physical, guess what? We've talked about it enough in our practice sessions for you to know what you got to do. Right? Put some heat on it, right? These are stretches I want to do. This is the way I want to breathe. Boom. Okay? If you can now determine that this shoulder pain is more emotional, we've talked about it too in our appointment. Okay, so what are your emotional needs? Go take a walk, go journal, go do some breath work, whatever. Right? But it's allowing people to understand when triggers come in, what do they do? instead of it being like, oh, I'm in pain. Hey, can't wait to see Art tomorrow. Great, I'm so stoked that my appointment lined up with it.
Right.
No, I'd rather them go, okay, my back hurts. Okay, well, Dr. Howie, you taught me this McGill Big 3. Okay, so it's muscle. Can I test if it's muscle? They can't do Dr. Lou's favorite, right? Oh, shoot, it is muscle.
Yeah.
Let me do the McGill Big 3. If I do those 3 things and it's not muscle, okay, like, is it spinal? Is it more disc?
Yeah.
For patients to actually become mini chiropractors themselves,
Right.
right?
I think a big aspect of it too is that you're empowering the patient to know that their body has the ability to heal.
Absolutely.
And now they're not coming to you as a doc, just crack me and fix me, or just put a Band-Aid on it. They're like, okay, Dr. Howie showed me, like, I need to do these things in myself in order for that healing to be facilitated.
You gotta try it first.
Yeah.
Right? I always try to make, for me, I know the adjustment's gonna help people. I know it's gonna feel good. I know, the crazy feeling people get, the crazy pops or reactions. I know that, right? I mean, it's just the reason why we want to do this job. It's that excitement of the cracking and the adjustments. But I also think what really sets me apart and what really buys in people being stoked about just being here in general is you're giving them tools, right? Because I tell them, like, my care plans are about 6 months long. How often I see you depends on your assessment, okay? But everyone's either put in a 12, 24, 36, or 48 visit care plan, right? So a lot of that is going to be, if we're going to see each other that many times in 6 months, number one, do you even like me as an individual?
Yeah.
Do you like my personality?
Yeah.
If you and I don't vibe, we're not going to do this, right? So it's almost like first day, like, are you and I a good fit? If not, you're out of here.
Yeah.
Or I'm out of here, right? So I almost tell patients at the first day, it's like, just trying to figure out, like, you and I are the right fit.
Yeah.
You've seen other chiropractors, right? We all do very similar stuff. We're trying to make you feel better. Great. Just trying to make sure, are we the good fit? Because that's what's going to take you to the next level.
Nice.
Right? Are you stoked to be here?
Yeah.
Right? Do we feel like we're friends and create a relationship? Right? That's the relationship I'm looking for.
Okay.
Right? And then the next piece from there is, can I make the experience not about the adjustment? Meaning, think about the people that, you love adjusting you, right? You get kind of excited, like salivating, like, dude, can't wait for Dr. Twum to freaking, right?
Yeah.
I don't want my patients to think that or feel that. I want them to feel like, man, like, I can't wait to come in and find solutions for my problem. I can't wait to come in and talk to Dr. Howie and feel a safe container to talk about what's going on so that I can gather more resources.
Gotcha.
Right? So that the exercise or whatever I give them, they can feel like it's helping them improve, and they can feel that themselves when they're doing the exercise or the breath work, that it feels good, it feels relieving. Then we adjust, and that takes them to the next level. And I just tell them, you want to stay this great? You just do exactly what we just talked about with those exercises, because that's what's going to help sustain this feeling right now. The name of the game is, how do you sustain this? Right? And I think, that kind of creates that excitement. And I always tell them, like, what we're doing is we're trying to figure out your ideal frequency. Because anytime anyone's finished with the first care plan, I pretty much put them on like a 12-visit care plan.
Yeah.
Right? And you're pretty much seeing me twice a month for 6 months or once a month for 12 months.
Yeah.
That's kind of like our maintenance wellness package, right? So a lot of like these care plans, as we're wrapping it up towards the back end, is to figure out, what is your ideal frequency? Now, you're a chiropractic student, right? You're in the outpatient. I'm sure you could almost tell me right now what your ideal frequency is.
Yeah.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
I know that myself. So so it's like, if we know that ourselves and we still get adjusted every week, why can't we do the same for them? Why can't we create a plan for them? Right? And so that's kind of what we're about. It's like, for me, when I look at my 6-month plan, yes, the first part of that is helping you get out of pain, giving you resources to get you out of pain. From there, there's always a little bit of like a little like plateau in care, right? Because you're seeing them twice a week. Now we're going once a week. Now we're going every other, once a month, right? There's going to be a plateau. We're going to have a little divot. And this is where you really got to like get them to go, look, we're seeing each other less now.
Right. Yeah.
You really, I know, like, getting us to twice a week, I know. I get that all the time.
Yeah.
It's different. Like you really need to do the things that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like that temptation, like when it's down to twice a month, once a month, there's that temptation is like, can I just reschedule over the next month? Can I just miss this one? And I think that's important where it's like, okay, we're at that ramp up period, we're giving you these tools to help you sustain in between visits. And then it's important for you to actually do these things and then like come in and, get in your tune up, get in your wellness care, but just to like be disciplined at that point.
And because I hear all the time, right, when people are shopping for chiropractors, and again, I'm not here to like put myself out there and be like, I'm better than all the other chiropractors out there, but I'm doing my best given the circumstances of what I hear from these practice members when they come in and they're saying they're shopping for chiros, right? What are some things I usually hear? Oh, he's adjusting the same thing every session. The flying 7, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what that is, right? But the things that I hear is adjusting everything the same. Anytime I have some kind of complaint in the hip or neck or something, they don't touch it. So for me, I'm like, okay, like I hear you. Okay, great. So does that mean I'm doing something different? No. It just means I know now how to give to this patient different. I wouldn't say better, but different than what this person experienced was before. Right? Whereas I think because I have so many of these patients that are shopping for chiros, I think now I'm coming in from this angle of like empowerment through education. Let me teach you what the hell is going on. Let me show you what you can do. Try these things. Because when you come back next appointment, you're either going to tell me, Dr. Howie, feels a lot better, the same, or it gets worse. And for me, I'm just collecting data. It worked, it didn't work, we got to try something new. That's it. Same thing. I was like, same thing with the adjustments, right? Some people come in and tell me, yeah, Dr. Howie, the next day, super sore. I don't know if there's anything you did or I did. I'm like, oh, sorry, right? But the following day from there feels a lot better. Like they're able to give me these reports, and that's what I want, right? Rather than it being like, this hurts, fix me. It's like, oh no, like, yeah, the third day it was a little bit better. Fourth day, I did that thing that you were talking about, that felt better. Oh yeah, that stretch you gave me, like, against the wall where we're breathing. Yeah, that one, I don't like that one. Okay, great. Like these are just telling me. Some people like to do exercise against the wall. Some people like to do it on the ground. Who knows? We don't know any of that. We're just giving them something just to see if it works. If it doesn't, then we know, right? But for me, it's being very upfront about that. Let's try that. You notice how when you try a few reps here, it does feel better? Okay, now, do you feel comfortable enough to do this at home? Great. Here's some exercise. We got some videos we'll send you. Okay? So now, your job, until I see you next, these are the things you're doing. When I see you next time, just let me know. Like, did it feel better? Did it get worse? Like, where are you? What did you like? Like, how long did the adjustment hold for? Right? And that's going to help me then create a better individualized, customized care plan for you. Right. And that's kind of like the key words I threw out there. It's the customized, individualized care plan. Because it is true. Everyone, sure, right, 12, 24, whatever, but not everyone's appointment is the same. You know that yourself, right? So it's like, I'm not lying when I say that, and I am actually customizing it for you. So you make them feel like, oh, okay, it's not just like running through that, because you hear that a lot too. I just feel like I'm just going through a little supply chain. It is what it is, right? So it's like, okay, if people's experiences with our chiropractors are not stoked, I gotta make you feel stoked. So it's trying to figure out what is it. And to me, now as a chiropractor, I used to think it's time. Time spent with patients. Now I'm realizing it's quality. What are you giving them? Right. And I find, and then we had this conversation off camera, that these 15-minute appointments fills that cup to me efficiently. You're giving them enough where you're not overwhelming them with too much. And I feel like it's worth the price that they're paying. Because let's say they are paying you $1,000 for 15 minutes. Yeah, okay, I'm going to give you everything I got, right? But it's almost like, given the care plan, I'm giving you enough that I'm not overwhelming you. And I know that when you come in, we're just going to check in, see where you're at, and I know where to go from there. Do we change it? Do we continue? Kind of figure that out, make that adaptation, right? But it is this commitment each time where, like, if a patient comes in, they're feeling better. Awesome. We're going to continue the same stuff. The following week, okay, yeah, feeling much better. Great. Your body's feeling a little bit different too. Awesome. We're gonna continue this. Next one. Oh, hey, now we're gonna try something new Now we're gonna try more strengthening this and that. So like it's always like allowing a patient to know like I care and I still remember what we did last time. I know exactly. So these are all part of the notes, right? So I think even in your notes, it's not just about what you did clinically, but like help yourself be like, what are some things you can check in with the patient on? Right. It's not so much like, how are the exercises going? It's like, are you ready to like go to the next level? And they were like, there's the next level? To supine bird dog? Like, shit, yeah, there's another level. Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Right. Versus like, oh, have you been doing exercises? Yeah, I have. And you're like, I can tell you're lying because your body feels this way. Right. You can actually like get some stokedness and excitement with that. So yeah, I definitely, see that a lot. Is just try to figure out, not necessarily be better, but how to be different.
Yeah.
Right. And stand out and be stoked about the fact that we are different.